You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hey everyone, just wanted to let you know this is going to be a couple classic episodes, and that we will be recording the next episode of the Hearthfire Roundtable likely this Sunday, which is August 5th, 4th, something like that. Whatever the first Sunday in August is. So those are the plans currently for what we will be doing. That's a little bit tentative, but for the most part, it looks like it's going to be this Sunday, or the Sunday after that will be the next edition of the Hearthfire Roundtable. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks. Hello, everyone. Back for another episode of Skyrim Addict Podcast. So I was in Dead is Dead last time. I don't have a huge update for that because I believe when I left off, I was heading to Fort Amal because I wanted to get the bound bow. And I got to Fort Amal and died. So that happened. So I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm done. The end. I was overly ambitious. Amal's pretty damn tough. There's a couple of adept mages there. I think a fire and ice one. And they were just too much for my guy, who was like a level 22, I believe. I was level 22, but I wasn't real powerful level 22, I gotta say. Because I was mostly an archer, and I wasn't really kicking any ass. But, and, you know, I probably wasn't smart about it. Having visited Fort Amal again recently, there were other ways I could have went about it. I think when I got there with my Dead is Dead character, I had arrived and there was a mercenary coming down the road. And sometimes they'll tell you about stuff that's going on, but I picked the wrong thing and I wasn't able to persuade him or whatever. But I followed him and he went to Amal, and he kind of started a giant battle, and I got kind of sucked into it and died. So, bad idea following the mercenary. I should have stayed off on my own and just snuck in with Janasa. I think the problem was, yes, also having a follower too. That didn't help me any. But R.I.P. whatever the heck. I think my name was just Prisoner. I just took the name Prisoner with that character. R.I.P. Prisoner, you will be missed. Long live Orange Julius, the wood elf, who I am now playing in my survivalist character. So I started a new character. I decided to go to survivalist mode. I am not going to any cities. I don't even really go to the towns. I happened upon Kinsgrove by accident. Obviously, I didn't really happen upon Riverwood. I went on the mountains above Riverwood, but I must have touched it enough where it counted me in the city. But it's not really a city anyway. And I think I said I would use those towns as like looting opportunities or killing opportunities, but that was it. Have not entered any of the other cities. Anyway, so this character, playing to my strengths, what I enjoy playing, which is archery, sneaking, all that. I'm a wood elf. I am mad at both the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. I am pissed at the Imperials because they tried to chop my head off. I don't really like the Stormcloaks because they're a little bit racist, and I'm a wood elf, so I'm not happy with either side. And I'm still on the run, so I don't really want to be seen in towns because they might recognize me and try to chop my head off again. So, first thing I did was, after I leave the cave, I get the hell out of there. Oh, I think I don't remember. I get out of there. I head over to Anissa's cabin. I take her out, and I take her cabin. And I'm like, yeah, all right. So I set up, all right. I set up over there, get down to business. I have my alchemy and my enchanting downstairs. The interesting thing for me is seeing what quests will become available to me, and as well as what spells and things I'll be able to acquire because it's going to be hard to find merchants not going into towns. Like, I have snuck into Riverwood at night and killed Sven, maybe, wandering down the street, because he was near the smithing area, and I wanted to use the smithing area, so I killed him so nobody would see me. And I snuck into the smithing area and just did some leather or something, and then tossed it aside. But the good part about playing this character is I don't really care about money or collecting items. The only things I collect are things that I'll actually use. So it's been much better. It's limited what I pick up from other characters. Like, I'll pick up certain enchanted items just to disenchant them. But that's about it. I don't really, I'll grab some arrows, things like that. Just things I need, or if it's an upgrade to my bow, I'll grab it. So at first I was working with, you get the longbow, then the hunting bow. I think I had an Imperial bow. I got up to an orcish bow, and I was able to get I threw some frost enchant on it, real light one. So that was what my final, tangible bow was. Yeah, I've just been roaming the countryside, avoiding people, killing people in the streets, as they say. I headed up to get the transmute spell at Hold It Stream. Cleared that place out, did that. Mostly from sniping. Yeah, mostly from sniping. The archery's become pretty good. I gotten pretty strong at it. Where else have I been going? I've kind of wandered that general area. You know what? And I realized, because I have a niece's cabin, I think I'm going to move to Drela's cottage, which is, what is he, like some kind of necromancer or something? He's like northwest of Whiterun, kind of west of, what's that? Silent Moon's camp. Because I went in here and I just killed him the other day, so I think I'm going to take his cottage and use that as a base, because I just like it. I just like it better, quite frankly. It's nicer than Anissa's cabin. I don't really have anything stored in Anissa's cabin. I'm only using it for the enchanting and the alchemy. I really need a place with smithing. The only smithing I get to do is when I clear out forts and stuff. But I had a crap ton of ore build up from the mining and stuff I'd been doing, and a bunch of gold ore. And I was like, oh Christ, I had to find a smelter. So I went up to, I think I used the one at Kinsgrove, because all Kinsgrove really is, it's not really a town. There's one building there, and there's the mine and the smelter. So what I did was I set up high and I killed the 2 guards that were around the smelter, and then went down and used the smelter so that nobody noticed me. So I did find a smelter there, but that was much later on. I think I'm level 14 now. Been playing put a few hours into it. I eventually made my way to the infamous 4-day mall. It took me a little while to get through there. I did a lot of sneaking I snuck around the front side and picked off one of the mages over there. Then there's kind of like a backside entrance that I went around and used, and slowly picked off people from there. And then you go into the prison part, and there's the bound bow is hidden in the one bucket. So I picked up the bound bow, and then I have one more level of conjuration to go before I can get the bound weapons trap souls, before I get that perk. So I'm working on that. Been using illusion. I just got muffle. I found a muffle book, so I just got that. The destruction I've been using is flames. I think I have flames, frostbite. I might have sparks. They were the 3 I had. I think I had one, obviously, and came across some others. I don't have any oak flesh or anything like that. I have raised zombie. I think I just got flame atronac. Actually, found it at 4A Mall. Meridia's beacon I just got, so that's a quest I'll be doing. I'm trying to think of what else. Weapon-wise, obviously, I had said I had gotten up to a dwarven bow. I had just gotten a dwarven bow. I think I'm going to ditch it and just stick with the bound bow. I'm not even going to carry the dwarven bow. I enchanted it, but I have enough magicka now where I'm just going to stick with the enchanted bow and just ditch that. That way I don't have to worry about smithing really at all. It'll cut back on that. Alchemy, I've been using the poisons and the other potions. I'm going to have to drop some soon. I got a lot. You know when you start making potions and there's some you make and you're like, I don't really... And I'm not going to be selling them, so I'll just drop them in random places. Like when I made a lot of leather items and I just kind of dropped them after I made them because I'm not selling anything, you know. It's different. So I also did, what's that thing? Full-time Towers. Did some nice sniping over there. Took care of that place. I'm trying to think where I'm going to head next. I've been looking to... well, you know what I'm going to do? I am working my way up to Meridia's Beacon. Up to... what is that called? We're at Mount Kilcreath, I think, where she's at. But I'm going to head up there. I'm going to take care of that quest. Hopefully by then I'll have the soul trap thing going. And I'll be able to take care of that. I'm interested to see what quests I can come across that don't involve the cities at all, though. That'll be tough. Oh, you know what happened? I did have a Stormcloak carrier running at me. And I didn't know who he was, so I shot him. But I think he was about to bring me a quest, and I think I screwed that up. So I missed out on something. I'm not sure what, though. But mostly I've been roaming around, hitting different areas, trying to gather some enchantments and things like that. I'm also, as I come across like Stormcloak and Imperial camps, I'm going to take out as many of the people as I can. I travel mostly at night. I try to avoid the roads. That kind of stuff, you know. Clear out the bandit holes. And I kind of use them as home bases for a bit. But definitely with Drela's cottage, I think I'm going to use that much more now. I got to see. I think that might be safe storage in there, but I just got to double check. Use it for my enchanting, or not my, yeah, for my enchanting and my alchemic stuff. So that way I'm not carrying it all over the place all the time. But that's kind of out of the way, hidden. So I think that's where my base is going to be. I'm going to move out of Anis's cabin and hit up Drela's cottage and hold that. So I'm interested to see how long I can go without visiting any of the cities and keep it an interesting game. And I like just clearing out stuff anyway, so that'll be fun. Maybe I'll head up and mess with Thalmor for a bit when I get up towards Kilcreath and doing Meridia's Beacon stuff. Haven't decided if I'm going to go to the college or not. Probably not. I don't think that fits the whole narrative that I was going with. So, but I'm going to head up that way and do some other stuff. And probably hit up that guy who's out on the ice because he's way out there. Septimus Cygnus, is that his name? Something like that. And just things like that. I can't go. Can I go to Solstheim? I'm trying to think. It's on the docks. I guess I could sneak over there and do that because I'm technically not going in the city. I'm going to debate that one. I don't know. But other than that, that's kind of how I'm playing. After this, I think I might go back to a little bit of Oblivion and get into the main quest of Oblivion with my previous character from a few weeks ago. But that's kind of where I'm sitting Skyrim-wise. I would like to do a full main quest playthrough again, too, because I haven't done that in quite a while. So maybe I'll do a little this survivalist guy, bounce back to Oblivion for a little bit, and then get into a character who just goes through and does everything, like main quest, the way I like to play it, and go through the whole story. Because it's been a while since I played through, like, whole game, quote unquote. But you know what I mean, the whole main quest stuff, and went through all that to the end. So I think I might get back into that again. That'd be interesting. And other than that, well, we do have some feedback from Sir Colin. I believe he is playing a character that may be similar to mine, and let me play that right here.
Another feedback. I wanted to send one in because I started a new character on the PC. I've been itching to start a new character. I tried with that Dead is Dead, but I don't think Dead is Dead quite suits me. I get quite involved with the storyline and things like that, so they're doing the story, and it's quite the challenge, but the way I like to play is like continuously, endlessly play. So I decided to start a new character on the PC. I finally got a mod set up that I'm very happy with, and it's very stable for the most part. A couple of times I get a CTDs, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do about that. But I've got a few mods running on from Ben's and Victor's from their stories and what they've been telling me. I definitely loaded up Helgen Reborn, and that is hella fun. It's awesome. There's some great quests in there. Some really long dungeon crawls, as Victor said. One was particularly extra long. I could have done without that at 2 o'clock in the morning, especially seeing as I had to get up for work the next day. But, that's what we do for the game we love, I suppose. At the moment, so my character that I created, he is a wood elf. First time I've played one of those. His name is Psylocke Greenrun. I got that from the name generator. I'd just like to thank Andrew for pointing me out that there is a name generator for these particular games. Ever since then, I can't help but use the name generator and create a name for every character I'm going to play from now on. So Psylocke Greenrun is a Bosma, a wood elf, and he is concentrating in archery. And not just to mess around with it, but because I thought it felt right. So he is an archer. He's just gotten the 100 in archery and all the perks in it. And he's got 70 in alchemy and most of the perks in that as well. He's using nearly all the alchemy components and making some magnificent potions with it. Illusion is 64, but I haven't been putting any perks into it. I haven't used like gotten invisibility or anything like that. I've just been using muffle just to sneak around a bit, being a sneaky archer. One of the other mods that I'm running is Deadly Combat, and it's a little bit different. It tries to make the enemies you're fighting smarter. I've noticed it a few times because with the archery you get the slowdown when you zoom in. So when I'm zooming in, the characters sometimes will stop using the weapon that they're using at that time and then equip something else, something better. So they'll be using an iron warhammer, and then they'll find something better, and they'll stop using that and go and pick up a different weapon. A couple of them have gone down into sneak mode and then done that forward roll to the side of me and then try to attack me from the side. But because I'm doing the slow motion archery thing, that I can plan and stuff like see them doing it. But if I was like playing a warrior type, the one I usually do, I wouldn't have a clue what the hell was going on. Just suddenly out of nowhere, they'll just stop attacking you, crouch down, and then do that forward roll and come round to the side and try to blindside you, or whatever you call it. A few of the other things I've thrown perks into is alteration, for the magic resistance, because I'm using deadly dragons, and when they breathe any type of magic on you, they can pretty much instantly kill you unless you've got really high magic resistance. But the potions help because he's using lots of potions and getting high resist, like 49 resist, I think, from each potion. That lasts like 300 seconds, I think. I'm getting some of them are 300 seconds, some of them are 60 seconds. And he hasn't put much else. He's take some in smithing, just to get up to the Elven. I should start taking some more perks in that to get up to the glass. And I've actually put some perks into light armor. It's actually 40 now, and in the sneak I've got up to the perk, so I get extra damage with the bows in sneak mode. But other than that, I've just been bouncing around, mainly doing the Helgen quest, because it's very extensive. it's quite big. It's one of the, it's big as one of the other sort of like affiliations, the affiliated quests, like the Companions quest line or the Thieves quest line. It's quite big. So I've just finished training or testing all the guards to make sure that they're all good enough to be guards, and they acted as your followers, but you couldn't talk to them and you couldn't trade equipment with them or anything like that. What else I've been doing is also using obscure followers, because usually I just cover the same ones, so I wanted to find a few of the more obscure ones. And I also installed another mod called Interesting NPCs. And I think I was saying somewhere else that that loads up about 500 extra NPCs into the game. And some of them are followers, and some of them you can actually have quests. Because there's this one, I can't remember her name now, but you find her just so long as you're adventuring. You rescue her from a cage of a necromancer, and it's this whole storyline of her, and sort of like she has some scars on her face and some burns on her face, and you have to help her find her sister. And it's really, really well done. She's a really good follower as well, good fighter, and has loads of interesting things. Very well voice acted. And then there's been a couple of other ones that I just picked up. I've picked up a Khajiit at the moment. She was with a caravan that got sacked, and everybody died except her, and she's feeling really guilty. But she's sort of got some good lines as well. But she's a little bit too helpful. The ones that don't give you a sarcastic thingy. I kind of like that, sort of like, give you pause and sort of like say a few things that you might not be too happy with. Have a personality of their own. It's not just, yes, okay, no worries, I'll do that. Yes, whatever, yeah. So, prefer a little bit of attitude. Comes off nicer. So, at the moment, Psylocke is sitting in Meridia's temple. So, you're doing the Break of Dawn quest. We're just knocking through there. I have another mod installed that's called Immersive Creatures, and that's a lot of fun as well. There's a few things I've seen, like skeletal blades warriors and skeletal Thalmor mages all going to war, and I don't see that much of them because I die pretty quickly. But it's been a lot of fun, and I'm quite enjoying it. I also installed a new house mod, and it's called Riverside Lodge. Excuse me. It's called Riverside Lodge, and it's a little bit. If you come out of Riverwood, and you go across the bridge, and you look to your right, you got that big empty space opposite the river. Well, it's over there. So we go in there, and the house is over there. It's a little bit I don't think overpowered is the term, but it's like a house, but it's got everything there. It's got a wood chopping block. It's got my smithing inside the house, alchemy table, enchanting table, beds, loads of storage, mannequins. And then outside there's a sauna for some unknown reason, but, I'll take it. Apparently it's law friendly for Nords to have a sauna, so I'm going with it. And then I just found out, after I installed it, 2 days later, I found out that I ended up getting a house, or like a tower, from the Helgen Reborn mod. So now I've got two player homes mods installed, and the the one that's in Helgen Reborn is a little bit better than the one that's the Riverside Lodge. They're kind of different, but I'd say the other one is better. It's bigger, and bigger is always better, as they say. So that's all I've been up to. So mess around. Those are some really good mods, and I'm having a lot of fun with them. So that's it from me. And thanks for listening. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Thank you, sir. I like that idea of a house right outside of Riverwood there across the river. That is a big open spot. Very scenic also. It's good to see you're playing a wood elf and an archer, the proper way to play the game. That's definitely my preferred style. But yeah, Dead is Dead I really enjoyed, and I will definitely do it again. But I understand what Colin's saying about having a character and just wanting to do everything with that character. You know, play every quest, and that's how I generally like to. I thought it would be pretty interesting to do a Dead is Dead. I wouldn't mind doing a Dead is Dead again at some other point also. Maybe at a different, try a different level or different style or something like that. But for right now, I'll continue my survivalist. Also, I forgot. I haven't been in the abandoned prison for a long time. So I think I'm going to head into the abandoned prison when I get a chance. That's over by Fort A Mall. I don't know why that clicked into my head, but obviously I had passed it twice recently with the Dead is Dead character and my current character, Orange Julius, who is a delicious wood elf. Anyway, but that's all I have, and we have, I guess, we being the entire community and everybody who contributes, especially Colin, Victor, anybody who sends in the voicemails, obviously Andrew for putting together the whole round table, Blake for editing the round table, which I can't imagine how long that takes. And so check out the other shows over at metalsharkstudios.blogspot.com. There is a new Earwash, I believe. I believe I saw that posted. I could be mistaken, but I believe that is truth. If you would like, I was on Intro to X today. It'll be out like in 2 days. It was a Lone Gunman episode, I believe, called The Unusual Suspects or Unusual Suspects. But if you watch X-Files, if you love X-Files, probably don't listen. It might break your heart. If you don't mind goofing around and looking back at things with a different eye, then feel free. Also, there should be a new Chatterbox podcast coming out in the next day or so whenever Rob uploads it. So, the artwork for the show was from Claire Lafar, Maya Fire Prince, MAIAFIRE Prince on Etsy. She'll also be at LFCC. I guess that's the London Fabulous Comic Con. I think it's Film Comic Con or something like that. But she will have a booth there, and it's some other thing. I'm not sure what the other. I'll find out the other thing is. Ooh, I almost choked. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Skyrim Addict Podcast. We talk about stuff there. It's fantastic. Actually, a lot of stuff goes on there. A bunch of people did Dead is Dead. A bunch of other discussions. It just is general. Even we had a discussion about Xbox One. I'm hoping somebody played the new Lord of the Rings game too. I'd like to see what they thought of that. Anyway, but we have some general discussions as well. So, Facebook group, good place to go. Twitter, Skyrim Addict. Very randomly post there, mostly when the show is up and stuff like that. So, you can email the show, skyrimbookclub.ca@gmail.com. And I believe that's all I have. I'm going to go have some Mexican food. Later. That was kind of odd sounding. Sorry about that. Had some setting changed on the mixer. I think last time we recorded Chatterbox, it was an audio issue, and I messed with a setting that then messed me up. Anyway, Skyrim Addict Podcast. I am back. Still doing my same character. If you would like to send feedback to the show, I'm going to do this off the top because sometimes I forget. skyrimbookclub.ca@gmail.com. If you would like to get involved in the roundtable, I know that you are in Solstheim right now. You can email them at skyrimroundtable@gmail.com. Join the Facebook group, all that kind of good stuff. I'll do the rest at the end, but those are the feedback things there. So, I have my character, Orange Julius, who is roaming the countryside, not going to cities. Still doing that. It's going pretty well. Let's see, let me go over bit of what I've been able to accomplish or garner in that time. So I'm up to a level 30 actually. I'm Wood Elf. Alchemy is 39, Illusion 68, Conjuration 46, Destruction 35. Those are the things I'm kind of mainly using. Destruction, I only have Flames and Flame Cloak. I do have, I'll go over the spells I've been able to acquire. Because it's hard to acquire spells when you're not buying them. Restoration 22, Alteration 26. I only have Transmute for Alteration, so that's not really going up super fast. Enchanting 67, because I've been playing with that a little bit. Smithing 32. I've done a little jewelry smithing. Heavy armor block, two-handed, one-handed. Done nothing with them. Archery 67. Light armor is 23. I think I was wearing boots that were considered light armor. Sneak 78, obviously. I sneak around a lot. Lockpicking 50. Pickpocket 23. I haven't really done any of that. Speech 18, I have done none. So that's kind of where my things are. As far as spells, I've been able to get the Bound Battle Axe. I found that somewhere. Obviously, the Bound Bow, which I went and purposely found. Bound Sword, I came across. Candlelight, Clairvoyance, which is useless. Command Animal, which I think I get as a Wood Elf. Counter Flame Atronach, which I've been using. Flame Cloak, I just came across that recently. Been mildly helpful. I don't use it very much because I'm, sneaking and sniping. Flames, I do use that on Skeevers and Wolves, things like that. I do a Frostbite healing. I do use that. Healing Hands, I have no use for that. So those are the spells I've been able to acquire. Non-merchant wise. It's making it difficult to get spells for sure. Let's see. Quests. My quest log is really light. I've completed 2 quests, the Break of Dawn and Unbound, which Unbound you kind of have to complete. The Golden Claw, because I did go through Bleak Falls. I still have to find the owner of the Golden Claw, so that's sitting open. Before the Storm, I don't know what that is. I have to look that up. What the hell is Before the Storm? I'm trying to think. I don't know offhand. And I also have find out about Dawn Guard and visit the museum in Dawnstar. What did I say that was? I have to look that up. Before the Storm? I'm not sure. Anyway, so basically how I've been playing, obviously, is sneaking around, sniping, such things like that. And it's going pretty well. I've discovered a lot of areas. I've gone to some areas that I haven't been to in quite a long time. And obviously, you come across caves that you can't really do everything in since you're not part of the quest line and stuff like that. But I was out in, I think it's East March. Is it East March where it's like real swampy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Between Windhelm and Riften there. There's that open swampy area and giants around, and I think there's a dragon area there. But anyway, I was in that area. It was pretty funny. I was sneaking across, and I saw this black figure way across the way, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's too loud." And I'm like, "What the hell is going on over there?" I'm like, "This doesn't look right." So I shoot it and kill it, and it was an assassin. I'm like, "You can't wear all black when you're in a swampy desert area." Or swampy brown area, and he's wearing all black. He stood out like a sore thumb. I was able to shoot him from half a mile away, but that was quite helpful. I had a bounty hunter come after me for my bounties in where do I have I think I have bounties in several of the cities for killing guards as I go by their town. I'm surprised I've been caught though, honestly. That's kind of the weird part. Otherwise, you know where I went? I went to Morthal. Morthal. You can sit up above the city and pick off the people who are standing in front of the Jarl. Now, how they're having that meeting in front of the Jarl's house as you come into town. Well, you can sit there and pick them off as from up high. and they'll come running up the road, and they won't find you. And there's like this little shelf. It's a pretty good way to build up your archery and kill a bunch of guards, because I'm anti all the guards and stuff like that. But anyway, the one cool place I came across was wow. I'm sorry. I'm trying something different. A little music in the background, and it's really distracting me. Sorry about that. See, this is why we don't try new things. This is why we keep shit simple. All right. So anyway, ended up in at one point ended up in Anselvund, which is a cool quest where I didn't even know it was a quest until I ended up with it. I just wandered into Anselvund, and as you get in there, you're wandering your way through, and then the lights go dim, and your controller shakes, and you know, up, something's going. And then there's a voice. It's like, oh. So I don't know what she says. She says something. And so you keep going. There's a couple of those floors that smash you into the ceiling. Those are pretty cool. I almost got whacked by one of those. That was pretty cool. There's several areas to it. I think there's an excavation area. Some burial chambers, stuff like that. So there's a lot of draugrs, a lot of sneaking, some oil on the floors, things like that. It's but the area is like way north of Riften, all the way to the east, or the cave, I should say. And it's pretty cool. It's east of Crag's Lane Cavern, which I think I was in there for some reason, and killed some of them. But there's a bunch of conjurers and stuff, and mages and necromancers and stuff in there. It's a nice long crawl, and there's a quest attached to it, so that kind of adds to it. You're not just sneaking through. Right now I'm in Tolvalds, and that's the long, super long. It seems like nothing. All of a sudden it turns into some like massive ruin, half Dwemer ruin, half cave with a bunch of Falmer and all that kind of stuff. So I'm halfway through that too. But yeah, no, Anselvund I had a ton of fun with. Just a great place to work on the archery or whatever you feel like. But great sniping opportunities with the mages in there. I'm not really looting anything because the only things I'm taking, I don't even know why I'm taking gold. I'm taking gold. I have no need for it. I have like 15,000 gold. I haven't spent a dime. I'm taking jewelry just because I smith it up, and I take ingredients. The only weapons I take is I do carry I use the bound bow, but since I have the flame atronach also, I carry a secondary bow just in case. So right now I have an ebony one with fire on it, but each time I get a better bow, I just drop the last one. So I think I went like Imperial, Ancient Nord maybe, then Dwarven I had for a bit. I had an Elven, and then I had a glass, and then I dropped the glass in after I got the ebony. So I carried one extra bow. I used the bound bow almost exclusively. Muffle bound bow are my like go-tos, and then I used the flames for like wolves and skeevers up close. I did use it on some. What did I use it on? Falmer. I hit the flame cloak and used some flames, but my destruction isn't strong enough, and the flames aren't necessarily strong enough, so that took a little bit, and that was only because I got stuck in some close quarters. But that's kind of what happened there. I'm going to try, I think, getting into Dawnguard. I got to see if I need to head into a city or not. I think I'm kind of in that area where they're... Well, I'm going down that eastern side of the map right now, the far, far eastern side of the map, right along the mountains. So I may just head to Fort Dawnguard if I can. Because I don't think that involves going to any cities as far as I know. So I'm going to see what I can do there. I may do that. Because finding smithing areas is relatively simple, but you got to carry your shit all over the place. So I'm not really doing any smithing because it's really hard for me because I don't carry anything. I'm still using Drela's cottage kind of as a base where I do some enchanting and stuff. The only thing I really store there, though, is like rings and necklaces. The whole floor is filled with rings and necklaces. After I enchant them, I just drop them there if I'm not using them. I only keep the things I'm using. But I'm hoarding potions again, and I got to stop doing that. So I haven't made any potions for a bit because I got to start running through them. I drop any that have multiple effects that aren't, that are conflicting. Or if, it's a plus conjuration, minus health kind of thing. I just drop them. I'm just done with carrying stuff. So I don't know. Maybe this guy will change and get into some towns. I don't know. I may do that since I haven't played the main quest in a while. I'm not sure. But for right now, I'm enjoying just exploring and finding things and seeing how far I can get without ever going to any of the towns. See what I can acquire. See what spells I can acquire. See if I can get some more spells. So I don't know if Fort Dawnguard, that might be going against that, but they're kind of away from everything. Like I didn't even go into Riverwood or anything. I went around pretty much every town. I think technically Riverwood opened up on my map because I was sneaking around it, but that's it. Hitting up the Dragon Shout areas, even though I don't have any Dragon Shouts. Just because there's loot and stuff there, and there's no dragons, obviously. But that's kind of how I've been playing it recently. The one good thing, I found I've gone to more areas and not used fast travel as much. Other than like if I happen to get overburdened, I'll use the fast travel to get back to Drayla's Cottage. But otherwise, I barely use it because I'm just out there roaming, just going and doing my thing. I've started to get over towards the Forsworn area. I encountered some Forsworn. I was like, do I really want to battle Forsworn? I don't really have any beef with them. I don't know if that fits what I do, you know what I mean? So I kind of avoided that area and then started heading back east towards the Riften kind of area between the mountain, between High Rothgar and the eastern part of the map there. So that's kind of how I've been playing that. Sorry, couldn't breathe there for a second. Over at the Facebook group, we have had people posting about different things as well. I'll bring that up quickly. Different mods and things like that. Actually, Shari was looking for an app for iPhone that involved checklists to make sure to check off the different things like equipment, places, all that kind of stuff. And it seems there's one available on Android but not iPhone. So if anybody has information on that, that'd be great. If there's any kind of logbook you can get for the iPhone, I don't think the app I have. I don't think has that, but I haven't used it in quite a long time, so that would be pretty darn cool. So if anybody has information on apps or anything, that would be quite possible. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue playing this character, but unless something stellar happens, I think the next time I'll just I might start another character to play some questing and stuff, or I may just I've been thinking about hopping back into the Oblivion character, so that may be the next show. Is a little more Oblivion, getting into the main quest of that, or continue. I think I'm in the middle of Dark Brotherhood on that as well, so maybe I'll do Dark Brotherhood and main quest over there. Oh, you know what'd be cool? Maybe I'll do. See, no planning. I just think of it while I'm sitting here. Maybe I'll do Dark Brotherhood over there and I know the Skyrim Dark Brotherhood really well, so I'll just do the Dark Brotherhood and then the main quest in Oblivion, I think, for next time. So Orange Julius may be going on a break. He's going to keep exploring, keep just killing everyone who wanders down the road. I did run into some vampires at one of the mills, and I ended up killing a Vigilant of Stendar by accident, and of course then they attacked me, and so I had to kill them too. But so that was part of why I was going to get into Dawnguard. I was like, well, you know what? I was attacked by vampires, so it would make sense that I would be kind of pissed at them and want to get back at them. But this character I don't see joining up with anything, being a part of any alliance or or guild or anything like that. So I think he'll just keep roaming and wandering and enjoying places. Because I find that I just like crawling through the caves and exploring without having to worry about finishing a quest or anything like that. It just it's like freeing, I guess you could say. When you spend time questing, it definitely, you're looking to get to the next part, but the game's so much more fun when you just explore, just find all the little things out there. I helped that guy. I got Vladir's dagger or whatever. Helped him. Found his dead friends in the cave. I believe he had those friends in those Spriggans or something like that got them. Oh, I forgot. What the heck is the break before the storm? You'd think I'd know that offhand by now, but I do not. So let me look up Before the Storm real quick. Classic radio here. Before the Storm, Skyrim. Oh, it's a... Huh. Oh. Yep. Never mind. That's part of the main quest. Okay. That's why it's still sitting there. I was like, what the hell is that? I probably never knew it because you just kind of blow through it and don't even realize. It's where you meet the people in Riverwood. So, anyway, that's what I got for now. If you have anything you'd like to add about any of the Elder Scrolls games, feel free. skyrimaddictpodcast@gmail.com. Join the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/skyrimaddictpodcast. Good conversation over there. We just had a few people join recently. And, there's always stuff brought up, all kinds of things like that. Different games. For the most part, Skyrim and Oblivion and such. But, if people are playing something else and they want to get opinions from other people, those things are definitely brought up. But that's all I got for now. It should be, I believe there's a roundtable coming up. It's being edited, and I think there's another one being recorded this weekend. So if you do want to join in with the roundtable, make sure you send an email. You can either send it to me or to skyrimroundtable@gmail.com. If it comes to me, I'll make sure Andrew gets it. It's not a big deal. And that's all I got for now. Take care, everyone. I'm going to go probably play some Skyrim or Oblivion. Probably Oblivion. Later. Hello. I'm back. And going to talk a little Oblivion. So I did get back into the main quest. Headed to good old Kvetch, which when you're saying it into your phone, it doesn't know how to spell it. Just FYI. So when you're taking notes using the voice text, Kvetch doesn't come out real well. But yep. So I hopped back into my previous Oblivion character, so I'm like level 23, 24, somewhere in that range, and headed into the good old main quest. It was a little more difficult than the last time I played it because obviously I started at a higher level, so I had those higher level Daedra in there, or Dremora, or whatever they are, like the Daedroths and those spider people and was it Jivali or something like that? They're pretty tough. But so anyway, I have my Curious of Rain. Is it the rain? It's called the Curious of Ranger, I think. Curious of Ranger. It's the one you get when you slay that vampire in his house. So that gives me like 25% chameleon. I have the gray fox cowl that I wear when I do certain things because it lets me carry 200 pounds more of stuff, as well as life detection for like some ridiculously long stretch of like 200 feet or 100 feet or something like that. I do switch into some shrouded armor that I have. I forget what I got that for. Maybe that was Thieves Guild. I got the shrouded armor. Or maybe that was something else. I don't know. Oh, shrouded armor. I got from, because I started the... Why can't I remember the name of the assassins? You know what I mean? So yeah, I got that because I throw on the hood and their gear when I'm in the company of some guards, which will definitely come up. So anyway, I fast traveled to good old Kvatch. I get there, they're like, "Oh, you got to close this gate." So get up top, talk to everybody, get to the guard you have to talk to, and all that. So I get into the gate and mostly sneak my way through it. I had one or two encounters where I had so I get into the first tower. You got to go up the tower, across a bridge, up the tower, and then you got to go up a tower, across a bridge, into another tower, unlock something, then back over and back up, and get the sigil stone. So I do that. I did mostly sneaking. The only issue I had was, and this happened again later, when you grab the sigil stone, if you don't kill the whatever enemy happens to be right there, they will still beat the hell out of you while the gate is shutting down. So you could possibly die in the process of closing the gate, even after you've already got to the sigil stone. So just be aware of that. That's kind of a little problem that happens. It had to happen to me twice on this run for that gate, and then later on at the Bruma gate, where I was dangerously close to dying after getting the sigil stone. So I get that. The gate closes. We kill the last few Daedra that have come through, and then head into Kvatch, where it's just like this epic battle. So go in. The whole team heads in, and we got to clear out the area in front of the chapel to set people free. Do that. We head into the chapel, and you help, what's his name, Savlian. You help him, after you get the key, you find out that the gatehouse or the gates are locked, and you need to find a way into the gatehouse, the area between the two gates that allows you to open that up. But before that, you can also go and find the Count, not the Emperor. Sorry, I think I said Emperor. But anyway, you got to find the Count, and you find out he's dead, and the signet ring in there. You head in there with Savlian. So you go in there, and I think I went in, and there was 2 Flame Atronachs and a couple of Daedroth at the end. I snapped back. I sat back and kind of sniped while he ran up and attacked him. Then he waits in the main room of the Count's place, and I headed to the back, and there's the opponent level, I guess, changes, depending on your level, but there was a Daedroth in with the Count when I got there, and he was already dead. So I get his ring, bring it back to Savlian, and we take care of that. So he knows he's dead, and get some kind of reward. I forget what it was. Maybe some part of Kvatch or some. Did I get the armor of Kvatch? Was that after the whole thing? I don't know. I forget. You get some kind of little reward. But anyway, return to the chapel, and we head underground and go open the gate. And that was like the crazy town part of the battle, because when you open the gates, it just floods with enemies. So you can go left into like the courtyard, or right back into the city of Kvatch. So basically what I do is, after a few tries of getting my ass kicked, I was sneaking, hiding, all that. I was wearing the cowl. I was wearing the chameleon armor. I was like, screw this. Jump down, run right as fast as possible, and battle. I take some Daedra with me, or some of the enemies with me out into the main area of Kvatch and battled them out there. And it was much easier because I had room to move around, get out of the way, time to heal myself. Some areas where I could set up on there's an area along the moat where they couldn't get to, where I kind of could sit and snipe a few of them. They could shoot obviously at me, but I think I had a ring where it's like 40% shock, and then some frost and some fire resistance as well, and spell resistance. So, yeah, there's some things you get in Oblivion that have like 4 or 5 things on them. But, yeah, these, I had some, I think it was a ring with shock, and then a necklace with frost and fire, and some spell absorption to begin to go with that. So I was in pretty decent shape. I was getting hit, but not getting beat down pretty good. I think I was wearing probably the shrouded armor during most of this. I had switched because I couldn't see myself and I was making it hard to battle. So I switched out of the ranger gear and into my shrouded armor just because it was easier for me to see. Plus it boosts up my archery a little bit, so that was helpful. So I battled those guys from out there. Then eventually Savlian, or whatever his name is, comes running out. And you basically finished him off and went in, found Martin, all that, took him to Wayne Priory. So we get to Wayne, and it's under attack from, what are those guys? The Mythic Dawn guys. So they're in disguises. There's a big battle. We head into the chapel. Joffrey's there. And we have to kill the assassin who's going to kill him. And then Joffrey heads back to the priory itself, upstairs to some secret room where he put the amulet, and it's gone. So we're off to Cloud Roller Temple to keep Martin safe. I'd actually already been to Cloud Roller, so I was able to fast travel there. It was on early in the game. I was just kind of wandering everywhere, and I just wandered past it. So that worked out well. So I was able to just fast travel there because I'd already been by it for no particular reason whatsoever. And so that was a quick journey. I didn't have to go through anything to get there. So head up there. You find out some more stuff. Blah, blah, blah. You got to talk to Barris in the Imperial City. And get some more of the Mythic Dawn. You need the second. I think I had the first 2 editions of the Mythic Dawn commentaries. I had to get the second and third. I already had the first 2 for some reason before I started this. I must have done it previously. But, so the third one, you get it first edition, and there's this guy, Gowanus, I think his name is, not the canal, who's going to buy it, but you can just end up buying it right from under him. So I just did that, and I talked to him. And then the fourth, you have to meet up in the sewers, and Boris goes with you, and either you get to a certain area, and there's a table in a room, there's some Mythic Dawn banners hanging up, and either you can have him go upstairs and you sit at the table, or vice versa. So I sat at the table and had him upstairs, and they catch him. So you just have to battle those guys, and then you find out some more stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And if you read the books, they will tell you where the Mythic Dawn Sanctuary is. So the books then take you to a location on the Emperor's Greenway. And this was a little tough. You have to be there like at the exact right time of day. And like if you were to follow the instructions and didn't have an idea of where the tomb was where you had to stand, I mean, it would not be easy because you have to like look up in the sky until the tower's in the middle of the sun or something. But sometimes there's clouds and you can't see where the sun is, so you don't know if it's in the middle of the sun or not. But anyway, you find the tomb. It gives you the marking on the map, and you head there. So the Mythic Dawn Shrine is at was at Lake Arius Caverns. So there's multiple ways to do this as well. When you get there, you go inside. You can just walk right in, and they'll let you in, but you have to give up all your gear because you're becoming a cult member. I didn't go. I did that route at first. I didn't really like it that much because it just didn't really work for my guy. So I ended up sneaking into the cavern, and then there's a guy at the main door. I sniped him. I was able to, I think, 2-shot him, so that wasn't too bad. And then I just snuck inside. I was able to sneak past mostly everybody. You go through the tunnel, and there's this first room. And one of the main guys goes past, and you can sneak right past him. That wasn't that big a deal. Then to get into the shrine area itself, there's a guy right by the door. So I snuck right behind him. Oh, gosh, sorry about that. I snuck behind him. And then I think he detected me. So I ran inside really quickly and then hid behind like a pillar or stalactite or something, technically. And eventually he lost interest, and I was hidden. But he stayed like right next to me. Like he didn't find me, but he was like right next to me. I'm like, oh, bastard, why don't you just head outside? So they're doing a ceremony for Mayron's Dagon down there, which ends and mostly everybody leaves. So I'm like, all right, almost everybody's gone. Let me run down there and get this book. Because basically somebody takes the amulet and goes through a portal into quote-unquote paradise. So I'm like, all right, there's this book down there. I got to get it. I forget what it's called. Let's see if I can find the name of it. Mysterium Zarzis, I guess is what it is. But anyway, so I jump down. Somebody hears me. I'm like, screw it. Run, jump up on the altar area, grab the book, and just run the hell out of there. And I ran. You can't go out the way you came in because everything kind of collapses. So you hop out to the right, go through like the sleeping quarters and all that kind of crap. And I get to a door, and I forgot to turn the handle to open it. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I duck, I hide before anybody gets in there, and I'm kind of hidden. So I quickly go over, open the door, and just sneak past the person who was blocking it. But I kind of bump them on the way, and they find me, so I just run. And I run the hell out of there, and eventually get out and head back up to Cloud Roller and give them the gear. Or give them the book, not the gear, sorry. So, after that, they're like, there's some spies. The spies are in Bruma. So you get there. You have to go down the hill from Cloud Roller Temple, and you'll see the one by one of those... what are those? Where you get the enchanted gear and stuff. Those standing stones. So there's one of those, when it's dark out, they glow, and then you can get some conjured gear or whatever it is. So I sneak down there, and I watch from afar, and I'm able to just snipe her from like across the way without any issue really. It was Jirel. I guess her name is Jirel, whatever her name is. Anyway. So I go to her house, I search around, I don't see anything. She's got some tunnels underneath her basement to head outside the city and all that. So I do that. And I go back to Cloud Roller, they're like, you did not kill the second spy. What are you doing? I'm like, all right, so I head back. And the spy's in the bed when I get there. So I'm like, I talked to one of the beggars on the street, and they're like, somebody was in that house. Saw them peeking out the window. So I sneak in, they're in the bed. So I just shoot them and they're dead. So that was actually a relatively simple part where I took care of that. Then I had to get, Martin needs, he's reading the books. He's sitting there just reading books. That's what he does. He reads a lot of books. He needs a Daedric artifact. So I do that. I go do the Azura Star one, which is pretty easy. I really shouldn't have because that's a super useful item, but whatever. Because it's basically a reusable soul gem, basically, just like the Black Star, just like in Skyrim. But I gave it away because that's what I had. So I was like, screw it, whatever. I'll give that away. It's only one I had. It was the closest shrine. It was easy to do. I had to get some glow dust, give it to her, then go kill 5 vampires that she had in the cave. All that was very easy. So I was like, whatever. Soul gems. Well, the soul gems are not as readily available here as they are in Skyrim. Soul gems are everywhere in Skyrim. Not everywhere in Oblivion. And not everybody sells them. Finding them is not always as easy as you would hope it would be. So anyway, I give him Azure Star, which I shouldn't have, but I did. So after I, completed the quests and all that of killing her, people that helped her kill a vampire, blah, blah, blah. So then we get to the Bruma Gate. And you have to show the guards, basically, how to close it. So they're following you through. I'm like, screw this. I'm not waiting for anything. I'm just going. So I'm in sneak mode, ranger gear, I threw the gray fox cowl on once I got inside so I could, life detection. And I'm just going. And Captain Bird's following me. I'm just going. I'm like, whatever. Every once in a while I see up top, Captain Bird is unconscious. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'm still going. So I sneak through the whole thing, get all the way up to the sigil stone. Maybe it killed a few things. Not many. I was just like, forget this. I am just going. Because you can take forever to get through the gates if you're killing everything. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm going through here. I'm just closing the goddamn gate. I get all the way to the top, get to the sigil stone, and once again, something's beating the hell out of me as I grab the stone and I'm closing the gate. And then I get out of the gate, and the guards are attacking me because I forgot to take off the cowl of the gray fox. And I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. So I run as far as I can. First, I switch out of it real quick, and I'm like, oh, maybe they won't recognize me now that I take it off. But they still were attacking me, so I'm like, all right, fuck this, I gotta go. So I take off and run down the road quite a ways, and then a bear chases after me, and I run some more, and I find an alien well, and I replenish, and I'm like, all right, let me change my gear, get on my shrouded gear, head back to Baruma, finish this up. So I head back, and he's like, Captain Bird's there. He's like, oh, thanks, we know how to do it now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool, see ya. Thanks for attacking me, because I forgot and wore my stuff. But so I think that's where I finished up. Now the hardest part when you get like to this level is when you go through the gates, there is so much good gear and you can't carry it all. I'm carrying I think a dagger of storms and then another one that absorbs health and does fire damage, and I have a bow that does soul trap and fire damage, and I carry a paralyzed staff, as well as there's this Hoarfrost one I think I picked up somewhere, which does some serious frost damage and weakens the immunity to frost. So that's kind of what I've been carrying. And my armor really isn't that heavy, so it's not that big a deal. But, man, anything you pick up, like those ebony war axes and Daedric war axes, and they're heavy as shit, but they're worth a lot of money. And money's important, especially because it's really easy. Much easier to just pay to have your items recharged. So I do keep gear in the hollowed out stump still in the marketplace. So what I do is if I have a ton of stuff and I need to wear the gray fox cowl to carry it because of the weight, I go in the north gate of the sewer and sneak in and come up right next to the stump there in the market sewers. So that's how I pretty much have to enter the city every time I get done something, because I'm so loaded down, and I'm like, oh, god damn it, I gotta sneak through these goddamn things again. Oh, son of a bitch. That's just basically how it goes for me. It's just so much gear you get. It's just like, what do I take? What don't I take? Oh. But, yeah, I'm going to continue on the main quest. I'm probably about halfway through. Some of the later quests take a little longer, I know that, but really enjoying the playthrough of Oblivion quite a bit. I'll probably hop back into my, what's that character called? My loner character in Skyrim 2. I do have some Skyrim here from Andrew. He did a Dead is Dead, I guess a second one, or maybe it's his second tale of what happened with his original Dead is Dead character. I'm not sure. I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm going to put that on now.
Howdy all, this is Andrew from the Skyrim Roundtable, and I just thought I'd send in a brief update about my purple Aragonian character, Dead is Dead, for the Dead is Dead playthrough. Yes, I'm still doing that. I haven't gotten a ton of time to do my playthrough with Dead is Dead, but I'm still barely making it out. My most recent adventure took place in Gloomreach Cavern. I decided to head west on the map, and I've taken on some Forsworn and barely lived through that. And I've also taken on some Falmer now in the Gloomreach Cavern. I went in most of the way and took on some Charis, and they whooped my ass really well. And I had to eat all of the food that I had with me. And I have depleted my potions pretty much completely. And so I have to backtrack out of Gloomreach and go back and make some more potions and gather more food and get my restoration skills and all of my everything back up to where it would be helpful again, because I am now completely depleted. I made it out of the cavern without clearing it, with just barely any life left at all. But my restoration and stuff is starting to creep up slowly but surely. I'm using mainly one-handed. I just found my first orcish sword, so I've been using that a little bit, and I'm putting that in the right hand and the restoration spell in the left, and pretty much just constantly pumping that restoration as I'm attacking things. And so my Aragonian is getting his ass whooped pretty consistently, but I am surprised that I have not died yet. There was one point where I was looking down a long fall, and I was just looking down and looking down. I was like, can I make that? Can I make that? This is dead, remember. If I jump through, this character is dead, and I have to kill him off. So, and I actually went ahead and tested it just to press my luck, and I kind of slid down the side more than jump straight down, and I actually lived through the fall. And I discovered a place where I've never been before. I forget, Barley Dark Farm, I believe it was called. It's not really marked on the map anywhere, but there are 3 pedestals that you turn, and it just opens up a little trap door, and it's all outside. There's no interior to it. But it opens up a little trap door, and there's a chest in the bottom. It's nothing terribly exciting, but I thought it was cool that I found a place that I'd just happened to never come across before. So I just sat and twisted all those statues and finally figured it out and opened up that trapdoor. But, yep, so that is my brief update for my Dead is Dead character. I've decided to cut him off here for now, and I will pick him back up next time I have time to play some Dead is Dead. So I hope everyone is having a great playthrough, and please send in your updates, because we all love hearing them, and happy Skyrimming!
Thank you, sir. So, always pump your restoration. It's a good time. So, yeah. I love the Dead is Dead playthrough. I think I'll definitely do another one again. Kind of ballsy to head into a Falmer area with Charis, because they shoot that black splooge in your face, and that never ends well. But make sure... Oh, I believe there are some roundtables recorded and or recording relatively soon. I believe there might be 2 in the can already. But if you want to be part of the roundtable, make sure you email skyrimroundtable@gmail.com. Andrew takes care of all that in that show over there, which is awesome. Can't wait to hear the next one. I did during Solstheim doing the Dragonborn stuff, so that's going to be pretty cool coming up. It's weird. I found a bunch of stuff that I hadn't found in a long time anyway, with my last character in Skyrim. It's weird when you're not doing quests and like he's doing with Dead is Dead. I'm sure he's, kind of just roaming around and stuff like that. You've come across some areas that maybe you were at before, but you don't remember, or you've never quite come across, because there's so many little things anywhere. But, yeah, I'm gonna keep on with the Oblivion, finish up the main quest, then head to the Dark Brotherhood, whose name I forgot earlier, and blow through that as well, since I have their shrouded armor. But I kind of like just in Oblivion mode. I'll probably bounce back and forth, play a little Skyrim as well. If I do anything exciting with my roaming loner character, I'll definitely be sure to mention it. If you have any feedback, any stories, anything like that, feel free to send it in. skyrimaddictpodcast@gmail.com. You can join the Facebook group, as many people have recently, actually. That is facebook.com/groups/SkyrimAddictPodcast, I believe. The artwork for the show was done by one Miss Claire Lafar. You can check her out on Introdax. I was there 2 weeks ago. You can also check out her Etsy store, which is Maiafire Prints. Etsy.com/MaiafirePrints, I think. MaiaFireprints. However you find stuff on Etsy. Search Maiafire Prints on Etsy. Also, check out the stuff going on at Metal Shark Studios. There was a new ear wash. They listened to a few of my suggestions. So head on over there and check out what's going on over there with all the other shows. Sorry, my voice is really dry today. I'm trying not to choke at the end here. And if you love Tom Cruise films, there is a new Tom Cruise podcast from the boys at Paper Keg. I want to call it something that it's not called. It's Interview with a Podcast Vampire, I believe. I think it should be called Playing with the Boys, a Cruise Retrospective, but they want to call it Interview with a Podcast Vampire. So look that up. It's fun times if you enjoy Tom Cruise. All right, guys, that's all I got. Talk to you next time.
Metal Shark Studio.